श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकयः चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् आददानस्तृणं दन्तरिदं याचे पुनः पुनः श्रीमद्रूपपदाम्बोजधूलिस्यां जन्म जन्मनि। First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmati Guru Path Padma Nitila Prit Guru Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Nitila Pravishta Trinity Swami Shishan Bhaktivedanta Dandy Maharaj Namnishta Santosh Aniruddhas Prabhuji Srimati Uma Didi and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas who are gathered here to accept my humble obeisances. So today we got a news that Srimati Uma Didi has left her body and went to the next destination, her own abode. So we are all very happy because Vaishnava's appearance and disappearance, they are identical. Vaishnavas are transcendental, and she lived a very successful life because from what I know, I don't know much about her life, but I heard that she became widow at a very young age. She was from a very rich family, a landlord family, and she became widow. Then she decided to dedicate entire life for Krishna consciousness, and she joined Vishwaji Gaudiya Math. She was a disciple of Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. But she took extensive shiksha from Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj or Guru Maharaj. And she was a very sincere devotee. And I saw her very soft-hearted, very kind, and always very keen in knowing the Siddhanta. So, Vichitra Didi called me today and she told me that when she left, there was a smile on her face. And she sent me the photo also. And there was Bakula Didi. She's the nurse actually by profession. But she's now devotee, Bakula Didi. Very good painter also, our god sister. So she was trying to open her mouth, but it was closing automatically to put Tulsi or maybe Ganga or something. So the devotees, obviously she left in a very auspicious moment also. So I got message from Shaunak Prabhu, Yogesh Punja from Fiji, because she was a very good devotee, very sincere devotee. So there is a great loss for our Sampradaya, but obviously she was in and out of hospitals for so many days. So that is also not very good condition. Because if the devotees are suffering so much, then Krishna cannot see their suffering like this. So Krishna took her away. Obviously, devotees are transcendental to suffering and happiness, but Krishna wanted to give her more service to Guru Varga. So he took her, and she's definitely in service of Srila Gurudev, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj. I'm very sure about it. So Balaji, Babaji is telling now, pervading everything by his qualities of Aishwarya and Virya, power, and creating all the universes. Bhagavan enters every universe by his Amsha, partial manifestation, Vishnu. Every Amsha of Bhagavan always remains complete and none of them are ever incomplete. So we are talking about here Vishnu. Vishnu. In India also Vishnu Sahasranam very famous. So Vishnu is actually a manifestation of Krishna. So obviously, this name Vishnu comes in Bhagavatam also. Vikaditam Varjavadevritam cha Vishnu Shraddhan Vito Anushrayat Atash Varnayadva Bhaktim Param Bhagavati Pratilabhya Kamam Rudrogam Ashopanoti Achirana Dhira. Here the word Vishnu refers to Krishna, but Lord Vishnu is actually the omnipotent, all-pervading personality of God. Vishnu is actually, there are three Vishnus, Karnodaksha Vishnu, Garbhadaksha Vishnu, and Kshrodaksha Vishnu. So this Vishnu is a partial manifestation of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And Deeparchareve Dashantaram Abhyapeta, Deepayate Vivrata Henu Saman Dharma, Yastadrigave Vishnu Taya Vivati, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This famous shloka comes. Deeparchareve Dashantaram Abhyapeta, Deepayate Vivrata Hetu Saman Dharma, Yastadrigave Vishnu Taya Vivati, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Here, Lord Brahma is telling, I worship the original personality, Shri Govinda, just as when the flame of one lamp is transmitted to another lamp, the second lamp illuminates in the same manner as the original flame. Although it exists separately, so does Govinda accept the form of Mahavishnu, reclining on the causal ocean. That Mahavishnu is the source of all the Vishnu expansions and incarnations in this world. So, following, so this is actually the verse. As one lamp can be used to light many other lamps, which can all shine in the same way as the original lamp, similarly, Karnodakshay Mahavishnu is the portion of a portion of Sri Govinda. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is an expansion of Mahavishnu, and Shivadakshay Vishnu is in turn an expansion of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Although the light emanating from a large lamp is transmitted to a successive lamps via a small flame, the lights are all as pure and bright as that of the original one. From the point of view of light, they are all equal. However, since the pastime of Shambhu is to be the presiding deity of the mode of ignorance, he can be compared to the flame in a sooty lamp that is filled with smoke, and rather than a flame from a cleanly burning lamp. Thus, he is not of the same nature as Govinda. Mahavishnu is a specific expansion of Sri Govinda. So this will be discussed elaborately in the following verses. So, in the verse under discussion, the presiding deity of Haridam, who is named variously as Hari, Narayan, Vishnu, etc., is being described as a plenary expansion. The Lord of Vaikuntha, Shri Narayan, is the pastime form of Sri Krishna. His expansion is the first of the Purusha avatars, Karnodakshay Mahavishnu, who in turn expands as the second Purusha avatar, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who further expands as the third Purusha avatar, Kshirodakshay Vishnu. The word Vishnu indicates he who is known by his all-pervasiveness, which extends across all situations and conditions. Although he descends to the mundane universe, he remains omnipresent and in every way transcendental to the influence of the illusory potency. In this verse, the nature of pastime incarnation expansions is being described by defining the nature of Kshirodakashay Vishnu. Vishnu Tattva, the presiding deity of the material mode of goodness, is distinguished from Shambhu Tattva by the latter's intermingling with the qualities of Maya. The purport is that Vishnu also possesses Sri Govinda's intrinsic nature. Both have the quality of having a purely transcendental Swarupa. Because Vishnu is manifest from Sri Govinda, he has the same constitutional nature as Sri Govinda. That is to say, Vishnu Tattva is completely pure and transcendental to Maya. The mundane mode of goodness present in the material energy, composed of the three material modes, is mixed with passion and ignorance, and thus it is called impure goodness. Brahma is endowed with the potency of a personal expansion, but is a separated expansion mixed with the mode of passion. While Shambhu, who also has the potency of a personal expansion, is a separated expansion mixed with the material mode of ignorance. Since both the principles are separated expansions mixed with the material modes of passion and ignorance respectively, they are extremely unconscious or insentient. For this reason, they have been cast very far away from the original form, Swayam Rupa, and from the expanded forms of the divinity, Tad Ekatma Rupa. However, although Vishnu, the presiding deity of the material mode of goodness, is situated within the material mode of goodness, he is an expansion of Sri Krishna, whose nature is in unalloyed pure goodness. And he is also situated in unalloyed pure goodness beyond the qualities of Maya. Therefore, Vishnu, being fully the supreme controller and the pastime expansion, is not in contact with Maya, rather he is the Lord of Maya. So this is very clear out here, the position of Vishnu. Vishnu is aware that he is Sri Govinda's personal expansion. Sri Govinda's complete opulence, which consists of 60 qualities, is fully displayed in his pastime form, Sri Narayan. Brahma and Shiva are mixed with the modes of material nature, and thus they are not unalloyed principles like Vishnu. Although they are presiding deities of the material modes, Sri Narayan appears in the form of Karnodakshay Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu appears in the form of Garbhodakashay, who in turn appears as Kshirodakashay. Such appearances are examples of Vishnu's all-pervading nature. One whose individual Swarupa is manifest everywhere is called Charishnu. Vishnu is the only supreme controller. Apart from him, the two other presiding deities of the material modes, as well as all of the demigods, are principles of subordinate authority. Garbhodakasha Vishnu, Kirodakasha Vishnu, as well as the personal expansion such as Ram are manifest from Mahavishnu, who is also a pastime form. Shri Govindji is likened to the original great flame from whom the pastime expansion Karnadaksha Mahavishnu is expanded. All personal expansions are likened to separately situated flames transmitted from the original. All such personal expansions shine brilliantly and forever through the agency of Shri Govinda's transcendental potency. Hmm. So this is actually Vishnu Tattva has been explained. यः कारणार्णवजले भजति स्म योग निद्राम् अनंत जगदण्ड सरोमकूपा आधार शक्तिमवलम्ब्य परां स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. I worship that original personality, Shri Govinda, having assumed his own most excellent form, Shisha, the embodiment of the all-accommodating potency. He enjoys mystic slumber while reclining in the causal ocean with innumerable universes within every hair pore of his skin. Now, the principle of Karnodaksha Vishnu is being described. Unlimited millions of universes are situated in each of the hair pores of his skin. When he exhales, countless universes are released and they enter into him again along with his inhalation. This Mahavishnu rests within the causal water. The word sa, meaning with, in the phrase of Saromakupa is an exception to grammatical formulae and is thus considered to be acceptable due to its use by authoritative rishis. Bhagavan Shesha Anantadev is his own great personal form imbued with all accommodating potency. Reposing upon Shesha, who takes the form of his bed, the Lord enjoys with Yogamaya. In this verse, Tattva of Anantadev taking form of Mahavishnu's bed is described. Anantadev is the bed on which Mahavishnu reposes. This avatar of Bhagavan named Shesha is in the category of a servant of Sri Krishna. Yasaika nisita kala mathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanaatha Vishnur mahansa yasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Atha, therefore. So the lords of the universes, such as Brahma, who emanate from the hair pores of Mahavishnu's skin, remain alive only for the duration of his one exhalation. I worship the original personality, Shri Govinda, of whom Mahavishnu is a portion of a portion. Mahavishnu, who has been mentioned in the discussion of avatars, is Sri Govinda's avatar, and is a portion of a plenary portion of his plenary portion. He is the protector of all the universes, and although he assists Garbhodakasha Vishnu in the form of Mahabrahma or Hiranyagarbha Prajapati, Hiranyagarbha Prajapati actually here is there. Mahavishnu is not different from Garbhodakasha Vishnu. His intrinsic nature is being defined in this verse, headed by Brahma. Headed by Brahma, countless masters of the individual universes become manifest from the hair pores of Mahavishnu's skin and remain alive only for the duration of one of his breaths. The purport is that Vishnu, the maintainer, the Brahma, the creator, and Shiva, the destroyer, are manifest within this universe and they remain situated in their respective jurisdictions of authority, absorbed in the prescribed duties. After that, they again enter Mahavishnu at the time of his inhalation. That Mahavishnu is a portion of a plenary portion of Govinda's plenary portion. The immense majestic opulence of Vishnu Tattva has been illustrated in this verse. So you'll see that Purnam Adaha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Ahadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate Bradaranya Upanishad and Shishopanishad. Avatari Purusha, the origin of all avatars, is complete and perfect. Because he is completely perfect, all avatars emanating from him are also complete. All that emanates from the Supreme Complete is also complete. Even if the complete is subtracted from the complete, he still remains complete. In no way does that Parameshwara experience any diminution. Therefore, that complete whole, Sri Vishnu, who enters the universe and controls it, is certainly the indwelling super soul Paramatma. That Vishnu has three forms: Karnodaksha Vishnu, Krodasha Vishnu, and Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Karnodaksha Vishnu, who is a partial manifestation of Sri Bhagavan, situates himself on the causal ocean or the Viraja river, which extends between the Chit and Mike worlds. From there, he glances over Maya, which is situated far away, and by this glance, the material world is created. Bhagavan Shri Krishna has described the creation of the material world in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam etunanena kante jagadvi parivartate. Under my superintendence, my illusory energy creates the universe full of moving and non-moving beings. Maya dakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam etunanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. So, O son of Kunti, under my direction, my external potency gives birth to the cosmic manifestation with its moving and non-moving living beings. For this reason, the material world is created again and again. Sarata Varshini. Arjun may raise the doubt. I cannot believe that you, as the creator of this cosmic manifestation, are so indifferent. Shri Bhagavan thus speaks this verse beginning with Maya Dakshena to remove that doubt. Adhyakshena Maya means I am just the instrumental cause. It is the material nature that creates the entire moving and non-moving material world. My function is only to preside over it, just as the Prakriti, administrative advisors of kings, kings like Ambarish perform the royal duties. The king is indifferent and simply represents the kingdom. The citizens cannot function without a king occupying the throne. Similarly, the material nature will not be able to perform any function without my supervision and authority. Hetun Anena means this material world is repeatedly created only because I preside over it. Bhagwan is the master of the material modes and the superintendent of Maya. He is the instrumental cause of material nature and he also presides over it in acts such as creation. It is only by the inspiration of his glance that material nature can repeatedly create this world of moving and non-moving beings. Material nature receives the power to create from him alone because it is under his control. Inert matter cannot perform the function of creating by itself. Similarly, iron can only burn in contact with fire. It is not independently capable of burning without the potency of fire. Krishna is therefore the root cause of the material world. Inert matter can be compared to the nipple-like bags hanging from the neck of a goat. They are for external show only. There is no milk to be had from them. So this is a very nice thing. Maya on our own cannot do anything. So here, then it is said, Sa Ikshata, that Paramatma glanced, Aitari Upanishad, Sa Ikshata. Aikshata means looked actually, Aikshata. So means Bhagavan has eyes, if you can see, then we should know that he has eyes also. Aikshata. Means he actually saw. That Paramatma glanced, Aitari Upanishad. Saima Lokan Asrajat, that Paramatma created the universe of moving and non-moving entities after glancing over Maya. Again, Aitari Upanishad. Karnadaksha Vishnu's power of glancing, which enters Maya, becomes Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and the localized atoms in the rays of the transcendental glance of that Mahavishnu are the conditioned souls. And in the heart of every Jiva, Ishwar is situated as a thumb-sized expansion of Kshirodaksha Vishnu, also known as Hiranyagarbha. Shweta Upanishad 4.6 states, Tva Suparna Sarija Sakhaya. Jiva and Paramatma are in the heart of the Jiva, like two birds on the branch of a tree. One of these birds is Ishvara, who awards the results of fruitive activity. So one of these birds is Ishvara, who awards the results of fruitive activity, and the other bird is the Jiva, who is testing the fruits of his actions. Shri Bhagavan has expressed this tattva as follows in the Gita Upanishad. Yajyat vivatima sattvam shrimad urjitam evava tattat evava gachatvam mama tejo angsha sambhavam Kim Nyatina Tava Arjuna Vishtabhyahamibam Krishnametam Chena Sito Jagat. You should understand that all opulence, existence, splendor, and potency have come from a tiny part of my opulence. Therefore, Arjuna, what is the necessity of understanding all of my attributes separately? Simply understand that by an by an expansion of myself, I have created this entire creation and I thereby pervade it fully. Therefore, the attributes of God, such as being the creator and maintainer of the universe, are manifest in Paramatma, the partial manifestation, Ansha Swarup of Param Purush Bhagwan. I understand that Brahma is Shri Hari's bodily effulgence and that Paramatma is his part. However, what evidence is there that Bhagwan Shri Hari is Krishna himself? So here, this question is coming. Babaji, Shri Krishna Bhagwan is eternally manifest in two features. One of Aishwarya, opulence and majesty, and the other Madhurya, sweetness. The feature of Aishwarya is Narayan, who is the master of the spiritual world, spiritual sky, Vaikuntha, and the origin of Mahavishnu. Shri Krishna is the complete embodiment of the Madhurya feature. This Sri Krishna is the utmost limit of complete sweetness. Indeed, his sweetness is so great that its rays completely cover his Aishwarya. From the perspective of Siddhanta or Tattva, there is no difference between Narayan and Krishna. However, when we consider the degree of rasa to be tested in the spiritual world, Krishna is not only the foundation of all rasa, but he himself being the very form of rasa is also Parama Upadeya Tattva, the supremely pleasing being. We find evidence in the Vedas, Upanishads and Puranas that Sri Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan Shri Hari. For example, the Rig Veda states, Apashyan Gopam Anipatyama Chapara Cha Patibhischa Charantam Sasadurichi. Vishnuchir Vasana Avatarati Bhuvaneshantah. I saw a boy who appeared in the dynasty of cowbirds. He is infallible and he is never annihilated. He wanders on various paths, sometimes near and sometimes very far. Sometimes he is beautifully adorned with varieties of garments, and sometimes he wears cloth of only one color. In this way, he repeatedly exhibits his manifest and unmanifest pastimes. In addition, in the Chandogya Upanishad, it is stated, Shama Shavalam Prapadde, Shavala Shamam Prapadde. By rendering seva to Krishna, one attains his transcendental abode, which is full of spiritual bliss and astonishing, variegated leelas, and within the Chit Jagat, one attains the eternal shelter of Krishna. These and other mantras describe the activities of the liberated and perfected jivas even after the stage of mukti. We read in Srimad Bhagavatam, Ete cham shakala pumsam krishnastu bhagavan swayam. Rama, Narsingha and other avatars are all portions, amshas or plenary portions, kala of the Supreme Personality Shri Bhagavan. But Shri Krishna is that original Bhagavan himself. In the Gita Upanishad, Shri Krishna himself says, Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. O Arjuna, there is nothing superior to me. And it is also said in the Gopal Tapni Upanishad, Purva 2.8. Eko veshi sarvaga Krishna idya eko pisan bahudhayo avabhati. Shri Krishna is the all-pervasive, non-dual Parabrahma who controls everything. He is the only worshipable object for all the devatas, for mankind, and for all other life forms. Although he is one, through his Achitya Shakti, he manifests many forms and performs many varieties of leelas. Vajanath. But how can Shri Krishna be all-pervading if he has a medium-sized human-like form? If you accept that he has form, it means he can only stay in one place at a time. And that gives rise to so many philosophical discrepancies. The first is that he cannot be the all-pervading tattva if he has a form and body. Secondly, if he has a body, he will be limited by the material modes of nature. So how can he be independent and have limitless and absolute authority? How can this be reconciled? Babaji, my dear son, you are now thinking like this because you are bound by the qualities of Maya. As long as the intelligence remains bound by material qualities, it cannot touch Shuddha Tattva. If such conditioned intelligence attempts to exceed its own limitations, trying to understand Shuddha Tattva, it superimposes mic forms and qualities on Shuddha Tattva, thus conceives of a material form of transcendence. After some time, the intellect rejects this form as being temporary, mutable, and subject to the material modes, and then it imagines the Nirvishesh Brahma. That is why one cannot gain an understanding of the supreme absolute truth through the intelligence. Whatever limitations you are inferring about the transcendental medium sized form are completely unfounded. Formlessness and immutability and inactivity simply comprise the material conception of what is opposed to our conception of material qualities. So they are themselves a type of material quality. However, Sri Krishna also has qualities that are of an altogether different nature. For example, his beautiful, blossoming, smiling face, his lotus eyes, his beautiful lotus feet, which bestow fearlessness and peace upon his bhaktas, and his spiritual form, which is the pure embodiment of transcendence with limbs and body just suitable for varieties of playful sports. The medium-sized Shivigraha, that is the very basis of these two types of qualities, form and all pervasiveness, is supremely pleasing. Narad Pancharatra describes his extreme attractiveness to the mind, and this description is replete with all Siddhanta. निर्दोष गुण विग्रह आत्मतंत्रो निर्दोष गुण विग्रह आत्मतंत्रो निषेचनात्मक शरीर गुणैश्च हीना आनंद मात्र करपाद मुखो दराधि सर्वत्र च स्वगत भेद विवर्जित आत्मा. Shri Krishna's transcendental body is composed of eternity, consciousness, and bliss, without even a scent of material qualities. He is not subject to material time or space. On the contrary, he exists fully at all places in all times simultaneously. His form and existence are the embodiment of absolute non-duality. Advai Jnana Swarup Vastu. Direction, space is an unlimited entity in the material world. By material estimation, only a formless object can be unlimited or all pervading. An entity with a medium sized form cannot. However, this conception only applies in the material world. In the spiritual world, all objects and their intrinsic natures and attributes are unlimited. So, Shri Krishna's medium sized form is also all pervading. Medium sized objects in this material world do not have this quality of all pervasiveness. But it is charmingly manifest in Sri Krishna's medium size Vigraha. That is the supramundane glory of his transcendental Vigraha. Can such glorious attributes be found in the conception of the all pervading Brahma? Material substances are always limited by time and space. If an entity who is naturally beyond the effects of time is compared to the all pervading sky, which is limited by time and space, then is not that entity beyond the influence of time incomparably greater? Shri Krishna's Vrajadham is none other than the Brahma Pura, which is mentioned within the Chandogya Upanishad. This Vrajadham is a completely transcendental reality and is compared to all types of transcendental variety. Everything in that place, the earth, water, rivers, mountains, trees, creepers, animals, birds, sky, sun, moon, and constellations, is transcendental and is devoid of material flaws or shortcomings. Conscious pleasure is present always and everywhere in its fullest form. My dear son, this Mayapur Navadvip is that self-same spiritual abode. You are unable to perceive it, however, because you are bound in Maya's snare. But when by the mercy of saints and sadhus, spiritual consciousness arises in your heart, you'll then pursue this land as the spiritual dham, and then only you'll achieve the perfection of residence of Raja. Who has told you that there must be material merits and faults wherever there is medium-sized form? You cannot realize the actual glories of the transcendental medium-sized form as long as your intelligence is bound up in material impressions. Bhajana. No intelligent person can have any doubts about this point. However, I'd like to know when, where, and how Krishna's spiritual vigraha, dham, and lila are manifested within material limitations. Since Sri Radha Krishna's vigraha and bodily complexion and their leelas, associates, houses, pastime grows, forest, secondary forest, and all the objects in the spiritual world are transcendental. Babaji, Shri Krishna possesses all potencies. So even that which appears to be impossible is actually possible for him. What is astonishing in this? He is the all-potent personality, Sarva Shaktiman Purusha, the fully independent supreme controller who is completely autocratic and imbued with Leela. Simply by his desire, he can appear in the material world in the self-same spiritual form along with his spiritual abode. How can there be any doubt about this? Bhajanath. By his desire, he can do anything, he can do everything, and he can manifest his purely spiritual form in this material world. That much is clear. However, materialistic people tend to think that Shri Krishna's own transcendental abode, that is manifest here, is simply a part of this material universe, and they perceive his Vrajalila to be just like ordinary mic activities. Why is this? Why can't worldly people see Krishna's self-manifest spiritual form as Sachidananda when he mercifully appears in this world of birth and death? One of Krishna's unlimited transcendental qualities is his Bhakta Vatsalya, affection for his bhaktas. Because of this quality, his heart melts. And through his Ladini Shakti, he bestows upon his bhaktas a type of spiritual potency that enables them to have direct darshan of his self-manifest form and his transcendental pastimes. However, the non-devotee's eyes, ears, and other senses are made up of Maya. So they can see no difference between Bhagwan's spiritual pastimes and the mundane events in human history. Vajanath. Then does this mean that Bhagwan Shri Krishna did not descend to bestow mercy upon all jivas? Babaji. Bhagwan certainly descends to benefit the whole world. The bhaktas see his descent and leela as transcendental, whereas the non-devotees pursue them as ordinary human affairs, which take place under the influence of material principles. Even so, these leelas have the power to bestow a type of spiritual merit, sukruti, and as this sukruti gradually accumulates, one is nourished so that one develops one-pointed shraddha towards Krishna bhakti. That is why Bhagwan's descent certainly benefits all the jivas in the universe. Because jivas who possess such shraddha and perform ananya bhakti, sadhan, unalloyed devotional service, will one day be able to see Bhagwan's transcendental form and leela. Why is Krishna leela not distinctly described throughout the Vedas? Babaji, the pastimes of Sri Krishna are described here and there in the Vedas, but in some places they are described directly and in other places indirectly. Two types of expressions or tendencies determine the meanings of words in a text. The direct and literal sense, avida, and the indirect and secondary sense, yakshana. These are also called mukhya vritti, gauna vritti, respectively. The literal sense, avida vritti of the mantra, shama shabalam prapade, in the last section of the Chandogya describes the eternality of rasa and the service attitude of the liberated jivas towards Krishna according to their respective rasa. The indirect meaning of the words is also called Gauravritti, secondary significance. In the beginning of the conversation between Yajnavalkya Gargi, the literal sense Abhidavritti of the mantra Shama Shabalam Prapate in the last in the last section of the Chandogya Upanishad describes the eternality of rasa and the service attitude of the liberated jivas towards Krishna according to their respective rasa. The indirect meaning of the words is called Gauna Vritti, secondary significance. In the beginning of the conversation between Yajnavalkya, Gargi, and Maitreyi, Krishna's qualities are described by means of indirect presentation, Lakshana Vritti. And at the end, the super excellence of Krishna is established by means of direct presentation, Mukhya Vritti. The eternal pastimes, Nitya Leela of Bhagavan, are sometimes indicated in the Vedas by the direct expression of the words, and in many places, the indirect approach describes the presence, the glories of Brahma and Paramatma. In fact, it is the pledge of all the Vedas to describe Shri Krishna's glories. Brajanath, Babaji Mahashay, there is no doubt that the Bhagavan, Shri Hari is Paratattva. But what is the position of the Devatas, such as Brahma and Shiva and Indra, Surya and Ganesh? Please be merciful and explain this to me. Many Brahmanas who worship Mahadev has the highest Brahma Tattva. I took birth in one such Brahman family. So I have been hearing and saying this from my birth until now. I want to know the actual truth. I shall presently describe to you the respective qualities of the ordinary living entities, the worshipable devatas and devis of devatas and devis and of Shri Bhagavan. Through the gradation of their respective qualities, we can easily understand the truth regarding the supreme object of worship. I am Neta Suramyanga Sarva Sallakshananvita Vichiras Tejasa Yukto Baliyan Vayasanvita. These are the qualities of Sri Krishna, the supreme hero. He is number one, endowed with delightfully charming bodily limbs. Number two, endowed with all auspicious characteristics. Number three, beautiful. Number four, radiant. Number five, strong. And number six, eternally youthful. Vidadbhuta bhashavi satyavakya priyam vada Vavaduka Supandityo Buddhiman Pratibhanvita. Number seven, conversant with many kinds of astonishing languages. Number eight, truthful. Number nine, a pleasing speaker. Number 10, eloquent. Number 11, intelligent. Number 12, learned. Number 13, resourceful. Vidagdash Chaturo Daksha Kritagya Sutrudavrata Deshakala Supatra Jna Shastra Chakshu Suchirvashi. Number 14, expert in relishing mellows. Number 15, clever. Number 16, expert. Number 17, grateful. Number 18, very firm in his vows. Number 19, an astute judge of time and time, place, and circumstance. Number 20, a seer through the eyes of Shastras. Number 21, pure. And number 22, self-control. Stiro Danta Kshama Shiro Gambhiro Dhutiman Saman Vadanyo Dharmika Shura Karuno Manyaman Kruta. Number 23, steadfast. Number 24, forbearing. Number 25, forgiving. Number 26, inscrutable. Number 27, sober. Number 28, equipoised. Number 29, munificent. Number 30, virtuous. Number 31, chivalrous. 32, compassionate. Number 33, respectful to others. Dakshino Vinay Riman Sharanagata Palaka Sukhi Bhakta Srut Prema Vasha Sarva Shubhamkara. Number 34, amiable. Number 35, modest. Number 36, shy. Number 37, the protector of surrendered souls. Number 38, happy. Number 39, the well-wisher of his bhaktas. Number 40, controlled by prema. Number 41, the benefactor of all. Pratapi Kirtiman Rakta Loka Sadhu Samashraya Nari Gana Manohari Sarva Radhya Samruddhiman. Number 42, the tormentor of his enemies. Number 43, famous. Number 44, beloved by all. Number 45, partial to the side of the sadhus. Number 46, the enchanter of women's minds. Number 47, all worshipable. Number 48, all opulent. Variyan Ishwaras Cheti Gunas Tasyanukirtita Samudraiva Panchasa Durvidha Hare Rami. Number 49, superior to all. Number 50, the controller. These 50 qualities are present in Bhagavan Shri Hari to an unlimited degree. Like the unfathomable ocean, they are present to a minor degree in the jivas, whereas they are fully represented in Purushottam Bhagavan. Other five of Krishna's qualities are present in Brahma, Shiva, and other devatas, but not in ordinary jivas. Sada Swarupaha Samprapta Sarvajyo Nitya Nutana Sachidananda Sandrangha Sarva Siddhi Nishevita. Number 51, he is always situated in his Swarupa. 52, he is omniscient. 53 is ever fresh and new. 54, he is the concentrated form of existence, knowledge and bliss. And he is served by all mystics, all mystic opulences. These 55 qualities are partially present in the Devatas. Atho Chande Guna Pancha Ye Lakshmi Shadivartina Abhichintya Mahashakti Koti Brahmanda Vigraha Avataravadi Bijam Hatari Gatarayata Atma Rama Gana Karshiti Ami Krishna Kiladhuta. Lakshmipati Narayan has an additional five qualities. 56. He possesses inconceivable potencies. Number 57. Innumerable universes are situated within his body. 58. He is the original cause or seed of all avatars. 59. He awards Gati, a higher destination, to those whom he kills. And number 60. He can attract even those who are Atmara, satisfied within the self. These additional five qualities are not present in Brahma or Shiva, but they are wonderfully present in Sri Krishna in their most complete form. Besides these 60 qualities, Sri Krishna himself has four extra qualities, namely Sarvadbhuta Chamatkara Leela Kallola Varidhi Atulya Madhurja Prema Mandita Priya Mandala Trijagan Manasakarshi Murali Kalapujita Asamordhva Rupashrir Vamshi Vismapita Characharam. He is like a vast ocean teeming with waves of the most astonishing and wonderful leelas. Number 62, he is adorned with incomparable Madhurya Prem and thus is auspiciousness personified for his beloved bhaktas, who also have unparalleled prema for him. He attracts three worlds with the marvelous vibrations of his Murli flute. 64. The resplendent Rupa, the beauty of his transcendental form is unparalleled, charming, and astonishing to all moving and non-moving entities in the three worlds. Leela Premna Priyan Dhikyam Madhuravenu Rupayo Iti Asadharanam Proktam Govindasya Chatushtayam. Shri Krishna's 64 qualities and symptoms have been described, including Leela Madhuri, Prem Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. These are four extraordinary qualities that he alone possesses. These 64 qualities are fully and eternally manifest in Sri Krishna, who is the embodiment of Satchidananda. The last four qualities are present only in Sri Krishna's Swarupa and not in any of his other pastime forms. Apart from these four qualities, the remaining 60 qualities are brilliantly situated in their complete and fully conscious state in Sri Narayan, who is the embodiment of transcendence. Setting aside the last five of these 60 qualities, the remaining 55 are present to some extent in Shiva, Brahma, and other devatas. And the first 50 qualities are present to a limited degree in all jivas. The devatas such as Shiva, Brahma, Ganesh, and Indra are endowed with Bhagwan's partial qualities in order to run the affairs of the material universe. They have received a special measure of Bhagwan's appearances to do this. So they are considered one type of special incarnation. Inherent and constitutional nature of all these devatas is that they are Bhagwan's servants, and many jivas have obtained Bhagavad Bhakti through their mercy. Since they are so much more qualified than other jivas, they are also considered to be among the worshipped deities of the jivas, depending on the jiva's qualification and level of consciousness. Performing their puja is therefore considered a secondary limb of the rules and regulations of Bhagavad Bhakti. They are always worshipped as the gurus of the jivas, for they mercifully bestow upon them one-pointed Krishna Bhakti. Mahadev, the Ishwar of all the devas, is so complete in Bhagavad Bhakti that he is perceived as non-different from Bhagavad Tattva. This is the reason that the Mayavadis worship him as a supreme Brahma Tattva. Thus ends the 13th chapter of Jaiva Dharma, entitled Paramatma and the commencement of Prameya. Commentary in the form of the footnotes by Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. Page 296. Another understanding of this shloka is that the word Shama refers to Krishna, and the word Shama or Krishna meaning black describes the Nirguna Paratattva, which like black is colorless, while the word Shabala meaning Gaura refers to one who is endowed with variegated colors. In other words, when Paratattva is endowed with all transcendental qualities, he is called Gaura. The secret meaning of this mantra is that one attains Gaura by performing Krishna Bhajan, and one attains Krishna by performing Gaura Bhajan. So now we're coming to chapter number 14, Prameya Shakti Tattva. The Venerable Babaji's teachings from the previous night made a deep impression upon Bhajanath. And as he contemplated all those instructions, he felt satisfied. Sometimes he thought, oh, how extraordinary and unparalleled are Sri Gauranga's teachings. Just by hearing them, I feel as if thrust within the waves of an ocean of nectar. And the more I hear, the more thirsty and eager I become to hear. It appears that the condensed nectar of all tattvas streams from Babaji Maharaj's lotus mouth, and my heart never becomes satiated by hearing. All his teachings on Siddhanta are perfectly balanced, without a trace of inconsistency. It is as if the Shastras are all running after those conclusions to verify every letter of them. I can't understand why the Brahman society criticizes this teaching. I think that their bias towards Mayavad has made them adopt a false philosophy. Bhajanath was thinking in this way as he reached Raghunath Das Babaji's kutir. First he offered obeisances to the kutir, and then seeing Babaji Mahasaya offered obeisances to him. Babaji Mahasaya lovingly embraced him and made him sit beside him. Sitting down with great enthusiasm, Bhajanath asked, Prabhu, you told me yesterday that you would explain the third sloka of the Dashamul. I earnestly desire to hear it. Kindly be merciful and explain it to me. Babaji became very happy to hear this, and with his hair standing on end in the rapture, he began to speak. Parakhya Shakti Aprutagapi Sasve Mahimani Sito Jivakhyam Swam Achita Abhitam Tam Tri Padikam Swatantrecha Shaktim Sakala Vishay Prerana Paro Vikaratte Shanya Parama Purusho Ayam Vijayate. Although Sri Bhagavan is not different from his inconceivable transcendental potency, Parashakti, he has his own independent nature and desires. His Parashakti consists of three aspects: Chit Shakti, spiritual potency; Jiva Shakti, marginal potency; and Maya Shakti, external potency. He always inspires them to engage in their respective functions. That Parama Tattva Bhagavan remains immutable even while performing all these activities, being eternally situated in his original Swarupa. The Brahmanas declare that the Brahma form of the Paratattva has no Shakti, and they say that his Shakti is only manifest in his Ishvara form. I would like to hear the conclusions of the Vedas about this. The Shakti of the Paratattva manifests in all of his forms. The Vedas say, Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, natascha tatasamascha divikasya drishyate, parasya shakti vivideva shruyate, swabhaviki jnana balakriya cha. None of the activities of that Parat Brahma, Paramatma, is mundane because none of his senses, such as his hands and legs, is material. Thus, through the medium of his transcendental body, he performs his pastimes without any material senses. He is present everywhere at the same time. Therefore, no one is equal to him. What to speak of being greater than him? The only divine potency of Parmeshwara has been described in Shruti in many ways, among which the description of his Jnana Shakti knowledge and his Bala Shakti power and his Kriya Shakti potency for activity are most important. These are also called Chit Shakti or Samvit Shakti, Sat Shakti or Sandhini Shakti, and Ananda Shakti or Ladri Shakti, respectively. Regarding a description of Chit Shakti, it is said, Te dhyana yoganugatah apashyan devatma shaktim swagunair nigudha yah karanani nikhilani dani kalatma yuktani adhisthati ekah Shota Upanishad 1.3. The Tattva rishis establish themselves in Samadhi Yoga and being infused with the qualities of Parabrahma. Through those qualities, they have directly perceived his most confidential internal transcendental potencies. Thus, they have realized Bhagavan, who is the basis and governor of all causes, of the Jiva, of Prakriti, material nature, and Kala, time, and Karma. Regarding Jiva Shakti, अजामे काम लोहिता शुक्ल कृष्णाम भवि प्रजा सुजमानाम स्वरूपा अजो हि एको जिशमानो अभिषेते जहात्येनाम भुक्त भोगाम अजोन्या Shruta 4.5. There are two types of unborn Aja Jivas. Jivas of the first type are Ajnani, ignorant, and worship Bhagavan's Prakriti. That Prakriti whose modes are red, white, and black is also unborn like Bhagwan. However, the second type of Aja are Gyanis. They have overcome ignorance and therefore completely renounce that Prakriti which the others strive to enjoy. Regarding Maya Shakti, Chandamsi Ajna Kartavo Vratani Bhutani Bhavyam Yastra Veda Vadanti अस्मान्मयि सृजते विश्वमेता तस्मिन् शान्यो मायया सन्निरूढ़ा. Paramatma, who is the master of Maya Prakriti, the deluding but material nature, has created all the teachings of the Vedas. Special yajnas, such as Jyotishtoma, that are performed with ghee, various types of vrata, fast, sacrifices, penances, and everything else in the existence, in the past, present, and the future. That is the entire world whose description is found in the Vedas. The Ishvara of Maya has created all this, and the Aja Jivas are bound by his Maya. The Vedic mantra Paras Shakti, Shota Upanishad 6.7.8, or 6.7 and 8, quoted on page 308, explains that there is transcendental Shakti in even the highest stage of the Paratattva. The personal appearance of that Paratattva is called Bhagwan, and the Nirvishesh manifestation is called Brahma. Nowadays, nowhere in the Vedas is the Paratattva described as being without Shakti. What is called Brahma is a manifestation of Paratattva, and this Nirvishesh Brahma is also manifested by Parashakti. Therefore, there is transcendental potency in Nirguna Nirvishesh Brahma as well. In some places in the Vedas and the Upanishads, this Parashakti is called Swarupa Shakti. In others, Chit Shakti, and elsewhere it has been called Antaranga Shakti. Actually, there is no such Vastu as Brahma without Shakti. It is simply an imagination of the Mayavadis. In reality, the Nirvishesh Brahma is beyond the limited conception of Mayavad. The Savishesh Brahma has been described as follows in the Vedas. Yeko varno bahudah shakti yoga varnan ekam nihitartho dadhati. Although Shvetashvatara Parishad 4.1, although he has one color, he assumes several colors, bhavas, by dint of his personal Shakti. Many colors, that is, various types of potency, exist within him. Indeed, the whole world has its being in him, for he is its creator. Yo eko jalavan ishata ishanivi sarvan lokan ishata ishanivi. He who is the Ishvara of the whole world is one without a second, and he is the Lord of Maya, which is like a net in which the jivas are ensnared. He regulates the entire world by his Aishi Shakti. Now we see how the Shakti of Paratattva is never absent from him. Paratattva is always self-illuminated and self-manifesting. The Vedic mantra describes the three types of Shakti of that self-manifested Tattva as follows. Sa Vishwakrut, Vishwavidam, Yonir Nyaha, Kala Kalo, Guni, Sarvavidyaha, Pradhan Kshetragyaha, Patir Gunesha, Sansar Moksha Sthiti, Bandha Hetu. That Paramatma is omniscient and the creator of the world. He is a self-born Atma Yoni, the controller of Kala, time, the knower of all, the Ishwara of Pradhan, Maya, and the Ishwara of all Kshetragyas, Jivas. He is full of all transcendental qualities and beyond all material qualities. Yet he is their master. He binds the Jivas in samsara, places them in their positions, and liberates them from it. This mantra describes the three states of Parashakti. The word Pradhana denotes Maya Shakti. The word Kshetragya denotes the Jiva Shakti. And the Chis Shakti has been alluded to by the word Kshetragyapati. The Mayavadi explained that Brahma is the condition of the Paratattva without Shakti, and that Ishvara is of this state with all Shakti. But this doctrine is simply imaginary. In reality, Bhagavan always possesses all Shakti. Shakti is present in all of his aspects. He is eternally situated in his Swarupa. Although he has all Shakti in that Swarupa, he himself remains the Supreme Person, full of his own independent will. Brajanath. If he is fully associated with Shakti, he only works with the assistance of Shakti, then where is his independent nature and desire? Babaji, Shakti, Shakti Matar Abeda. According to the statement in Vedanta, Shakti, potency, and the Shaktiman Purusha, the Supreme Person who possesses all Shakti, are non-different. Work shows the influence of Shakti. That is, all work is accomplished only by the means of Shakti. However, the desire to do work is an indication of Shaktiman. The mundane material world is the work of Maya Shakti. All the Jivas are the work of Jiva Shakti. And the Chit Jagat spiritual world is the work of Chit Shakti. Bhagavan inspires the Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti and Maya Shakti to be engaged in their respective activities. But he himself is still Nirvikar, unattached and unaffected. Brajana, how can he remain Nirvikar when he works according to his independent desire? Indeed, to be possessed of independent desire, Swaichhamay, means that he experiences Vikar, transformation. Babaji, Nirvikar means to be free from any material transformations. Mayik Vikar. Maya is the shadow of Swarupa Shakti. The work of Maya is reality, but it is not an eternal reality. Thus, the defect of Maya is not present in the Paratattva. The Vikar that is present in Sri Hari in the form of his desire and pastime is nothing but the highest manifestation of Prema. Such wonderful manifestations of transcendental variegatedness are present in Advai Gyan Bhagwan. In spite of creating the material world by his desire, through his Maya Shakti, the Chit nature remains in eternal unbroken existence. Maya has no connection with the such wonderful manifestation of transcendental variegatedness are present in Advai Gyan Bhagwan. In spite of creating the material world by his desire through his Maya Shakti, This chit nature remains in eternal unbroken existence. Maya has no connection with the astonishing variegated Leela of Bhagwan in the spiritual world. However, jivas whose intelligence has been rendered dull by the influence of Maya think that the wonderful variegatedness of the spiritual world is just another affair of Maya. One who suffers from jaundice um, sees everywhere everything is yellow, and one whose eyes are covered by clouds perceives the sun also to be covered by clouds. Similarly, those with mic intelligence imagine that transcendental names, forms, qualities, and pastimes are also mic. The purport is that Maya Shakti is a shadow of Chit Shakti. So the variegatedness found in the spiritual activities is also reflected in the working of Maya. The variegatedness seen in Maya Shakti is an inferior reflection or shadow of the variegatedness found in the Chit Shakti. So although these two types of variegatedness are apparently similar to each other, they are actually completely opposite. Superficially, a person's reflection in a mirror appears the same as his body. However, with careful examination, they are seen to be exactly the opposite. For one is the body and the other one is its reflection. The body's various parts appear opposite in their reflection. The left hand appears on the right side. The left eye appears on the right side and the right eye on the left. Similarly, the variegatedness of the spiritual world and that of the material world appear superficially the same. From a subtle point of view, however, they are opposed to each other. For material variegatedness is a distorted reflection of transcendental variegatedness. Therefore, although there is some apparent similarity, they are nonetheless different in essence. That independent supreme person who works by his own sweet will is the controller of Maya. He is free from any Maya transformation, and through Maya he fulfills his purposes. So, Bharjanath, which of Sri Krishna's Shaktis is Srimati Radhika? Babaji, as Sri Krishna is the complete Shaktiman, Tattva Srimati Radhika is his complete Shakti. She can be called complete Swarupa Shakti, so that they can enact and relish their Leela. Srimati Radhika and Krishna are eternally separate, but they are also eternally inseparable, just as musk and its scent are mutually inseparable. And fire and its heat cannot be separated from each other. That Swarup Shakti Srimati Radhika has three kinds of potency of activity. Kriya Shakti. They are known as Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. The Chit Shakti is also called the internal potency, Antaranga Shakti. Maya Shakti is called external potency, Bahiranga Shakti. And the Jiva Shakti is called the marginal potency, Tatastha Shakti. Although Swarup Shakti is one, she acts in these three. She acts in these three ways. All the eternal characteristics of Swarup Shakti are completely present in Chit Shakti, present to a minor degree in the Jiva Shakti, and present in a distorted way in the Maya Shakti. Apart from the three kinds of Kriya Shakti, potency of activity that I have described, Swarup Shakti also has three other types of function, named Ladini, Samvini, and Samvid. They are described as follows in the Dashamula. Savailadinyaschah pranaya विकृते लादन रतस तथा संविशक्ति प्रकटित रहो भावरसिता तथा श्री संनिन्या कृत विशद तद्धामनि चे रसाम्भोधो मग्नो रजरस विलासी विजयते. There are three functions of the Swarup Shakti Ladini, Sandhini and Samvid. Krishna remains perpetually immersed in the pranaya vikar of the Ladini Shakti. Because of the confidential bhavas evoked by Samvit Shakti, he is ever situated as Rasik Shekhara in relishing newer and newer and newer rasa. That supremely independent pastime prince, Sri Krishna is ever drowned within the ocean of Braja Rasa. In his transcendental bliss-filled abodes, headed by Vrindavan, which are manifest to Sandhini Shakti, all glories to him. So we'll stop here today. Thank you so much for attending the class. I was reading from my computer, not from my tab today. So there may be some mismatch. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Happy to see all of you here. And now the Ekadashi is coming, and also we'll be having Mahashivratri. So I talked with Shripad Dandi Maharaj because what day is Ekadashi, what day is Mahashivratri, there was a confusion. One calendar said 17th, and in India, some calendar said 16th. So Maharaj told me in India we'll follow on 16th. Then Maharaj asked me, what about the Western countries? So Western countries, I don't know. We have to talk with Maharaj what to do. In India, purebhakti.com is showing 17th. But Madhva Sampradaya calendar and Navadvip calendar of Gaudiya Math showing 16. So Maharaj told me to do on 16. Then again, Madhva Sampradaya calendar is telling that Shivratri should be done on 20th. But our Gaudiya Math is telling on 19th. So that is okay. We can do it on 19th. So we decided maybe 16th and 19th. Ekadashi must be done. And then what about Mahashivratri also should be done because Shiva is greatest of the Vaishnavas. So we'll be following on 16th and 19th. But depending on your country, you can check with Shripad Maharaj, Padandi Maharaj, what he says. Or you can check the purebhakti.com. Maybe you can follow that. So Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatra Vaishya Kripa Sandhivajya Pradhanam Pavanati Vaishnava.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat
Ah,
Pranams. Maharaj,
Dandavat.
then on Shivratri, do we keep Ekadasi fast or we keep
Yeah.
Nirjal?
Yeah, we
What we
perform
do on
Ekadashi fast. Ekadashi fast.
Ekadasi?
Yeah,
Full,
because
full.
full. Like not Nirjal. Up to 12 o'clock,
Okay,
you can do Nirjal, and then you can take fruit, vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Anything that is fine, works on Ekadashi is fine. Huh? Because two
okay,
consecutive fasts are coming in 2 days span. Not many devotees can handle Nirjal. So it's perfectly okay to perform with fruit and potatoes, boiled potatoes, groundnuts or something. Yeah.
okay. And Maharaj, one more question, Maharaj. Can we go to a Shiva temple and do the Abhishek and all for Lord Shiva? Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, you can do. You can offer flowers. Don't offer bilva leaves. There are
Oh,
3 leaves.
okay,
In a bilva leaves, we don't offer them because Shiva is not. We are not worshipping him as the cosmic controller, but we are worshipping is in the shape of a gopi. So gopi will like
okay,
flowers. The mood should be like
okay.
I am
So
offering
just
flowers to Shiva. Mm.
okay. So
Yeah.
just only offer flowers, Maharaj. Nothing else.
Flowers. Yes. Abhishek
All
also
right.
not
Okay.
necessary.
Okay.
You can offer only just
Oh,
flowers as a decoration to
okay.
Lord Shiva because he has become a gopi.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Jai
you.
Hind.
Dandavat Pranams.
Thank you. I'll give you Jadwani. जय श्री शिवर गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहार जी की जय। जय मिथिला पृष्ठ जगत गुरु शिष्य भक्तिदान नारायण गोसाई महाराज गुरुदेव की जय। मिथिला पृष्ठम विष्णुपाद सुमत भक्तिदान वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। मिथिला पृष्ठम विष्णुपाद शिष्य भक्तिदान त्रिविक्रम गोसाई महाराज की जय। मिथिला पृष्ठम विष्णुपाद शिष्यमत गौरगोविंद गोसाई महाराज की जय। मिथिला पृष्ठम विष्णुपाद शिष्यमत भक्तिदान स्वामी महाराज की जय। आचार्य के श्री शिष्यमत भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। सपरिकर जगत गुरु शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन द्वारचनात्मक शिव मंडल की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। त्रिवेणी स्वामी शिष्य भक्तिदांत दंडी महाराज जी की जय। नामनिष्ठ संत श्री अनिरुद्धास प्रभु की जय। मटेर से वृंद की जय। धामवासी भक्त वृंद की जय। समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताई गौर सितनाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय श्री एकादशी तिथि की जय। महाशिवरात्रि की जय। जय धर्म की जय। श्री रघुनाथ बाबा जी की जय। शिवनाथ प्रभु की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि। Thank you so much, all the devotees, for attending the class. I am seeing good attendance, all of you. Thank you so much. Keep regularly attending.
Hare Krishna Maharaj ji.
Jai Dandavad Didi.
Yeah, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Maharaj, I have a request, like for the Western devotees, like I don't have any association with the Iskon temple or Gaudiya Math to near my place. So so is it possible for you, Maharaj, to demonstrate how to do the service of the God? Because here I find it very difficult how to do the worship and how to do the daily service to the Lord. If is it possible for you, then please show us practically, then it will be a very good for us.
Yeah, sometimes in the daytime, now it is 9 o'clock, but we have a temple here in Hosur. I'll be here for a couple more days, 1 or 2 days. I can show you how the pujari does seva. Sometimes I can on a call, a conference call or something.
Okay, Maharaj.
Um, yeah. Also, there is in Damodar Prabhu can also send you some videos
Uh-huh.
how the puja is being done. Archan, there are two ways. One is kirtan and one is archan. So archan is pujari can show you how to do archan. And there
Mm-hmm.
is also one book called Archan Deepika. Archan Deepika is the book we should very clearly read it. So if you read Archan Deepika, then you will. I will send you that book to Vichaka that she can forward to you. If you read Archan Deepika, then you will know how to do Archan of the deity properly. What mantras to chant and how to worship the deity. And there is two marga, Archan marga, and there is also Bhagavad Vidhi and Pancharatrika Vidhi. So Pancharatrika Vidhi, we are worshipping with the proper deity worship. And in Bhagavad Vidhi, there is kirtan is done, remembering and hearing, chanting, singing. That is more important. For us, the Bhagavad Vidhi is easier because Archan Vidhi may be a little difficult living in the country you are in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can do some Archan of Shaligram or Gopal or even a picture of Radha Krishna, that is fine. A Tulsi plant if you have. But when
Maharaj,
I was in a, uh,
uh, I have Radha Krishna deities and Nitai Gaur and Lord Jagannath, Badabhadra and Subhadra.
hmm. Oh, very good. Then you should. I'll forward that Archan Deepika book to you in English, and you can read that book. Then you can do best on that proper Archan.
Yes, Maharaj.
Basically, we have to wake up the deity. What mantra to chant when you wake up the deity? What is the mantra to be chanted when you offer Balya Bhog to Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Radha Krishna? Then
Mm-hmm.
noon time, what bhoga to offer? What song to sing? What mantra to chant when you wake up the deity? What mantra to chant when you set up an asan, what mantra to chant to purify the water or to invite the Ganges river, what mantra to chant when you do Achuman, then what mantra to chant when you water the Tulsi plant, what mantra to chant when you pluck the Tulsi leaves for the worship of the Thakurji. All these are delineated in that particular book. So Archan Deepika is a very extensive manual of deity worship. Apart from that, I was compiling one Vaishnava manual, Vaishnava Sadachar guide, which I have to look now to put it together. I'll send that copy also.
Okay,
It's a
Maharaj.
long guide, Vaishnav Sadachar, Vaishnav etiquette. So that one Maharaj had told me. So I was making one Vaishnav Sadachar guide for basic guide. So that I will send across to you. But slowly you will understand everything. Not
Yes.
one day, but we should Aarti should also be sung. Like morning Aarti is Vishaka Didi can help you that morning Aarti is Mangala Shri Guru Gaura, Mangala Murati, Mangala Shri Radha Krishna Raj, Yugala Piriti. There Radha Krishna are in the Kunja and all the peacocks and parrots, they are waking up Radha Krishna. That is the morning Aarti we sing. After that, we sing Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravesha, Nidrachari Utte Jivan. Uh, After that, we do Tulsi Parikrama in the temple. After that, when we do Tulsi Puja, we do Aarti to Tulsi in Ranganath Gaudiya Math Shripa Dandi Maharaj, and also here in Hosur we chant Gange Champe Atadi Dvinindi Hirochit Pravahasna Pitatma Brahma. This particular song is compiled by Srila Vishwanath Thakur. In that, he's praying to Tulsi as the Gopi of Krishna called Vrinda Devi, who is a messenger of Sri Krishna. Her description will come in the further chapters of Jaiva Dharma, where Veera and Vrinda are described as two messengers of Sri Krishna. Duties, they're called duties. Then also, after doing the Arati of Tulsi, we can do Narsinga prayers, Namaste Narsingaya, and then Guru Puja. Guru Puja, the picture of Gurudev and my Gurudev and Shubhakandi Maharaj can be worshipped. Srila Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj picture can be worshipped, or any Guru, bona fide Guru in any Gaudiya Matha can be worshipped with the prayer by Narottam Das Thakur, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. So like this. It is also essential that you sing the prayer. Sujanar Buddha Radita Padu Jikam Yuga Dharma Dhurandhara Patra Varam. This prayer is actually for Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, because he is the founder of Gaudiya Math and he was the incarnation of Hari Kirtan. He was very dear to Radharani. He is Varsha Bhanavi Dehi Deta Das. So we pray to him also. So like that. So all is described actually. And slowly, I'll also try to explain in my classes and how to worship the deity and what precautions we have to take, what are the rules and regulations.
Mhm.
I will also try to explain. But Archan Deepika is a very good starting point. That's a very, very important book for those who want to do Archan Marga. Because obviously, Grastas means they have to learn how to do Archan. Yes. So very
Yes,
good. And, yes. Offering also,
Maharaj.
mantra also, proper mantra to be chanted for offering also. With
Yes.
the, you have to chant the mantra with the bija, like offering, making Nityananda Prabhu, then you have to chant the Nityananda's mantra. That is also explained in that book. What mantra to chant, how to make offering, all this is explained in Sri Archan Deepika. Yeah. Obviously, you cannot do sometimes, if you don't have deities, even if you have picture, still you can make offering, and because deity is not different from the picture is not different from the deity. So worshipping the picture is also authorized. Picture also is authorized. Even sometimes, even if you don't have a picture, in mentally also making offering is fine. You can conceive that you have a deity in the mind and you can worship the deity right in the mind. That's called Mansi Seva. That is also fine. So the deity is sometimes made of sand, sometimes made from clay, sometimes made of stone, sometimes the deity is made of metal, sometimes the deity is made of money, means from jewels like diamonds. And sometimes only by mantra you invoke the deity. Sometimes even the mind you can imagine the deity. The deity has arrived in my mind actually. But deity is not an imagination. Deity is very much real, very, very real, not different from Krishna. Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari.
Hare Krishna. Dandavad.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Thank you.
Maharaj.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare.
Maharaj. We got the morning
Ah,
prayer what Gurudev sings at the ashram. We will forward it to
ah.
her Maharaj. The morning prayer.
Yeah,
Oh,
forward to
Mangalat
Rashmita.
Maharaj.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we'll
yes.
send it to her Maharaj. Don't worry. But you must send her
Absolutely,
the copy of
absolutely.
this thing. Okay.
Yeah, I will send
Okay.
that
All
PDF.
right.
Hari
All right.
Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Dandavad. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare.
Panchakalpatra Vishnu. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Dandavad.
I will
Thank you.
Dandavat Param.
Ha, Dandavad. Hare Krishna. Dandavad. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry, Rashmita Didi, you
Yes.
have something more to say. Sorry.
Yes, Didi.
You have something more to say, or it's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.